What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Helen Nganga. For those who do not know me, today we are doing confessions. And first thing first, guys, if you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so that every time I get to upload a new video, you'll get to be notified. Among the first to be notified, so that you can learn from what we do here. So for the new guys, welcome to this channel. We do confessions, we do games, we do lifestyle, and family issues. Sana marriages. We do the marriages, and so welcome and share to your friends so that at least we can learn each and every one of us. So today our doing confession is from a lady, and she is confused because it involves a husband, wife, and her kids or their kids. It's a very complicated story, and I want you guys to leave a comment. May God help us so that we can at least raise honest kids. Now I'm going to read you this so at least you can know how difficult it is especially for the wife. And for the man who suffered a lot for something that he did not do. It's kind of complicated, and I have seen people going to jail, especially men. Men have gone to jail for defilement cases or defilement accusations that people are not sure. Especially if at all these girls or these kids have at a time stayed with their dad, maybe while mom working, or maybe after they have separated or divorced. That's when the devil strikes. So I'm going to read you this, and you will leave a comment depending on how you guys will understand or will evaluate it. So it says, I am a medical doctor, and my husband is a software developer. We both had good jobs until my husband lost his job, and getting another well-paying job became difficult. We both decided that I should travel to Canada for a job I got around that time, and when I am stabilized, he would join me with the children. We are blessed with two girls. We are blessed with two girls. We continued with our lives. Okay. December 2019, I decided to come back to my country, or to the country, for festivities. And to celebrate our 20th, to celebrate our 20th wedding anniversary. So this lady is a medical doctor, this woman, and the guy is a software developer. After losing the job, they decided, you know what, since it's easy to get your job, you can travel to Canada so that at least we can do something with our lives. So the lady traveled and left the husband with the two girls that they have. Okay. December 2019, I decided to come back to the country for festivities and to celebrate our 20th wedding anniversaries. They have stayed together for 20 years. Hey. When I arrived, I noticed a tense atmosphere between my husband and my daughters, or my daughters and their father. I thought it was the teenager parent issue, so I ignored it. But when I noticed that my daughters would sometimes be rude to their father, I demanded to know what was going on. This became a matter of concern because my daughters used to adore their father. They loved their father. Before now the wife left for Canada, these kids adored their father. They loved their dad so much. I tried several times to get my daughters to speak with me, but all they had to say was for me to talk to my husband. I had to ask my husband what was going on. He told me it was nothing he could not handle and that our daughters were keeping bad company in schools, and because of that, or because of this, he decided to disallow them from going out and attending any events. Sasa, because these girls had decided to misbehave here and there, the father restrained them or prevented them from attending events, going to visit friends, because they were keeping bad company. That was a good father. He drops them in school and created a time to pick them from school in the evening. I was happy, as such a strong hand is needed for teenage girls. I then ignored the attitude. Few days to when I was to travel back to Canada, I called my daughters to speak with them. After our long talk, they told me that their father did not want them to go outside because he was having sex with both of them. Now the girls are opening up. They are telling their mother, Ati, you know what, our dad doesn't want us to go out because he wants to sleep with us, or you know, those things. Children, imagine they were lying. When my husband came back from office, I confronted him and they repeated that what they told me in his presence. Okay. My husband denied it, but the girls insisted that it was happening. I was confused and I sought the counsel of our pastor and his parents. They called our daughters and they said the same thing. Okay. I did not know who to believe. My husband kept begging me to believe him, but I just was not ready to listen because I couldn't see a reason why our children would lie about such. These two daughters, they want to loiter, they want to go out, they meet their teenage friends, misbehave and all those. You know how teenage girls or teenage boys behave. So this father was only acting as a good father. He was preventing them from maybe getting pregnant or maybe having bad companies or starting misbehaving like their friends. So the only reward he got was that. So, and imagine these girls were like, yes, yeah, he doesn't want us to go out because he wants to sleep with us. He normally sleeps with us. Imagine your own dad. So they called the pastor and the parents, and these girls, they were not even ashamed. They repeated the same. Our daddy did this or is doing this and that. The husband tried to beg or begged the wife to believe in her, but she didn't. She didn't. Even by the way, even if I was the one, I couldn't. I don't know what to believe. Imagine, would you believe your kids or your husband? That's the first question. So, yeah, we are here. I was confused and I sought the counsel of pastor and his parents. They called our daughters and they said the same thing. I didn't know what to believe. My husband kept begging me to believe him, but I just was not ready to listen because I could not see see reason why my children could lie about such. I made arrangement and took my children back to Canada with me, despite the loans I had taken. For the extra cost while I filed for a divorce, I raised my children alone for about 3 years. Then I had the news that my ex-husband is getting or was getting married to someone else. So this woman, after the kids decided or lied that, oh, you know what, mommy, our dad did this and this or doing this and this woman decided to go with the girls and she raised them for 3 years. After 3 years, she had the news that the husband was getting married. So what next? This is what happened. I mentioned it to the girls and expressed how sad I was that a man that would do that to his daughters was still out there because there is no evidence. And evidence to push a case. I busted out crying, while apologizing to my girls about what he put them through. It was then that they confessed that their dad did not touch them. They confessed that they lied because their father did not give them the freedom to do what they wanted, and they also wanted to leave the country. Imagine fixing your dad or accusing your dad of such just to get freedom, or just to go to another country, just to leave the country. Imagine, what if that man was arrested? I saw another story where a man was accused the same way by his daughter, but on this case, she was guided by the mother after they had issues, and this woman wanted this guy to be jailed for maybe, you know, marriage issues, so that she can be left alone in the compound. But these ones, they wanted freedom. They wanted freedom to do whatever they want, and then also they wanted to go to Canada with their mama. Hey, what? My world shattered. Otherwise, the woman's world. Where did I start? Where do I start from? How do I beg my husband? Probably I should have trusted my husband, but I was just trying to be a good mom. I lost a good man. How do I get him to forgive his children and I? That is the end. Imagine your own daughters accusing their own father of defiling them. What if that man went to jail? What if that man committed suicide? What if, imagine the betrayal, the pain that man went through before even decided to get married. Your wife does not trust you, and then your kids are accusing you of something that you cannot even imagine doing as a good father, because he was a good dad. If at all you have a man whom you can live with your baby, and he takes care of that kid, no matter how old she is or he is, that's a good man. Because men have no grace, do not have patience when it comes to kids. But these kids were left with their father. Their mom was working in Canada, and they were okay. But surely, why would you do that to your parents? Men are suffering. Men are suffering out there just because of something like this. May God help us, because I am trying to put myself in that man's shoes and in that woman's shoes. And you are like, really? Did I give birth? The first question I would ask myself is, did I give birth to these two? Really? Did I raise these two? And that's how you find people are getting rejection, disowning, they are being disowned by parents, or maybe they face some difficulties when they grow up, because really, hey, children, may God help us when it comes to raising children. May God help us as parents, because now, how would you go and tell this man, now, Daddy, we are sorry, we did this because he wanted 1, 2, 3. That whole accusation, it's very sad. And leave a comment. If you are that woman, what would you do? If you are that man, that husband, because they are husband and wife, and they give birth to these two that made them separate, what would you do if you are in their shoes? Guys, leave a comment, because I am short of words. I'm trying to put myself in this woman's shoes, this man's shoes, and I cannot fit in either of these two. Now the guy, God is faithful, because the guy was able to move on, and at long last he got another wife, and maybe they wedded. But these kids, will their father be right to disown them? If you are the one, would you forgive them? If you are those two ladies, why would you do that? If you are in that woman's shoes, put yourself in that woman's shoes. If you are that woman, what would you do? Anyway, those are some of the questions that I want you guys to ask yourselves, and also to leave a comment. Men, we have seen stories where men have suffered. Men mostly, like those of like I guess 90% of those who have been accused of defilement, especially when it comes to the small girls, I guess most of them are innocent. So never make someone suffer because of selfishness that we as human beings create, because one time we're gonna pay. So that is it for today. It's sad. It's a very sad confession, and I want you guys to leave a comment. Yeah, encourage this woman, encourage that man, and I don't know how we are going to raise these people, these kids, because currently you cannot know where you failed as a parent. Anyway, until next time, bye bye. God bless you, and don't do what you won't allow or won't like someone to do to you. So bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. Ama namna gani? Turus.